On that note, we're talking to Tarak Uday, who is a spiritual mentor, and he is helping us dive deeply into some of these metaphysical concepts, because what he does is he actually helps people to come to terms with spirituality with ancient metaphysical techniques, but applied in a new modern way. So it's been a really exciting conversation, because you're giving us like actual practical tips on how to strengthen these things, these practices that we all need.
I love that too, because now these people now our lovely listeners can hear this. These people.
Edit.
Somebody help these people.
Edit.
Now our amazing listeners can actually take these tips, these exercises, and apply them to their own life, instead of thinking, well, that would be nice, but I can't do that. Now they can.
I was thinking more about me. Yeah. I can put a note for you. Don't work.
Well, I was thinking about you too.
I knew it. I love our audience, but yeah, I mean, I'm selfish. We talk to these people for us, and it's cool that you're coming along for the ride. But this is a pure selfish reason we're doing these things. But
as we can hear, we need help.
We do. We just talked about the ego, didn't we? Front and center, baby.
Womp,
okay. All right. Now, one question that we tackled before we went to break, and it's something that I've been really struggling with for, 3 years now, maybe more. And that is maintaining that spiritual track, the spiritual path, while you're stuck in this 3D world, right? We are in the throes of creating a new platform, a new venture for us. And it has taken so much of us into this thing to get it going that is difficult to keep your thoughts, keep that eye on the ball, right?
I know. And I thought it'd be just like riding a bike. Like the same thing. I had gotten into meditation. I remember at the airport just dropping in, and there's chaos and everything, but I had my moment. But now I'm sitting in total stillness and I'm struggling.
Yeah.
It's not like riding a bike.
Yeah, we're having a hard time sleeping because we're dreaming about the stuff we're doing. We can't meditate because our brains are not stopping. How does someone balance spiritual attainment and materialistic pursuits, in your estimation?
Well, by incorporating it into their life. That's the number one thing that I would suggest. So tie this into what you just said. Describe to me what your meditation practice looks like. Just run through that.
I stare into a candle flame. Okay. And
I was like, oh, okay.
But I am going to try that, though. That's really cool. That's a really good idea.
Yeah.
So I'm a Gemini. Right. So I can't do one single meditation ever because I get super bored. Right. So one day it'll be a silent meditation. Another day will be meditation music. Another day it will be binaural beats. Another day it will be a guided meditation. They're all different. I've tried mantras, and mantras do nothing for me. Like and not only do they do nothing for me, but they stop me from dropping in, because I'm constantly, I got to focus. And it doesn't allow me to drop in, which is weird. Because everyone loves transcendental meditation, everyone's like swears by it, but it don't work for me. So
if we don't get back to it at the very afterwards, I'll at the very least email you something on mantras that will completely elevate that for you.
All right, deal. Thank you. That's awesome.
Or if we get around to it in this conversation, even better.
Okay, yeah, it would be better.
And then what about you? What's your meditation practice look like?
Lately, it doesn't look like much. It was.
But I mean, just whenever you do, like what is?
Usually we meditate together, but we have pretty different styles. So sometimes I'll listen to guided meditations, but to me, I'm like, just stop talking, because it distracts me. So what works better for me is just like certain music can help. But yeah.
And then once that's over and you open your eyes, then what do you do?
Well, if I'm like really in it, it'll take me a while to open my eyes, because then I'll start seeing colors going on in my head, and then I don't want to leave. But then I'm like, I gotta go to work. You know? So it's just basically get up, take a moment, and then just go back to the regular stuff.
Well, and that's a great question, Tarak, because those moments when I do drop in and it's been a great meditation, and I get up out of it within 12 seconds. It's all like I think I didn't meditate at all, right? Because it's just, because you try to take it forth into the world, into your life as you go, but
in that voice,
you have to. That's the
with the hand movement,
only way to get it there, right? But so it's hard to maintain that mindset, right?
So once the emails start coming in, the phone starts ringing,
and that's immediate for us, right away.
Yeah. So one thing that I've learned, and then I've created thousands of experiences of it, so now I know it, is that from what you two described, I will say that from your own words, you only meditate for either a moment or 12 seconds, because meditation is not an activity. Meditation isn't like something to do. Meditation is a state of being, of resonance. And so your meditation doesn't ever begin until you open your eyes. Then the whole activity is to put us into that state. So feeling that you feel at the end of the meditation, that is when you are meditating. And so the key there is to then see how long, use your willpower to see how long and how far into your day you can stretch that out.
We really suck at it.
We are terrible. We're the worst meditators in the world.
But I mean, have you ever actively tried to do that?
I thought the meditation was when you're there and you're relaxing and you're just feeling the breeze, and I didn't realize it was the after part.
Well, but what good does that do for you? Because when you're in the airport and everything's going on and you're getting a phone call and an email and there's a lady at the counters asking you stuff, I mean, and you're now scattered. But what good does the meditation earlier that morning do for you in that moment? Now, if you can get really good at carrying it forward. Okay, I made it to the kitchen table today. Okay, I was able to maintain a piece of that all the way standing up. Okay, now I made it to the front door. Okay, I made it to the car. Here I am 3 months later, and I can actually make it on a whole trip and actually have a conversation with someone before it fades away. And so just practice, and that's really living meditatively.
Right. How realistic is that? I mean, because when I thought was meditations, right? I'm like, ooh, like I'm like Zen master will, right? I'm deeply in this thing. I come out, and if I'm ooh in the world, people are going to be like, "What is wrong with this guy? Who's this guy? This weird."
What I would suggest for you, Will, especially with the Gemini nature, is see which of those techniques do work the best. And then of those, see why they work. And next time you do practice that and you're practicing one that really does get you there, then just observe and watch the mechanics of your mind and how you get into that state. So, because then you can find other ways that isn't so walking through the grocery store. Oh, do you know where the peas are?
You were there. You saw me. That is hilarious. Okay, so here's the problem for Gemini mind like me. Something's going to work really gangbusters one day. The next day it works not at all. It's terrible because my Gemini mind flips and it's like, oh, nope, this is Gemini. This is the twin that doesn't go down for this stuff. That's the problem with me.
Maybe you're just set in your ways. Maybe you think that that's what's happening, so you let it happen.
I'm absolutely not set in my ways.
Absolutely not.
Well, the Gemini is the radial thinker if they can master that, or distracted. And so the